Hey, it's Ethan here at eTrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at and showing you how to install these Konig XB16 diamond pattern assisted tensioning snow tire chains on our 2021 Chrysler Pacifica. We're going to be putting these on our front axle as per the owner's manual. Always make sure that you're putting it on the right axle. Also, these are going to be on tire size 235, 65, 17. Make sure you check the fit guide at etrailer.com to find the right chains for your tires. These chains are in a diamond pattern shape, which gives you more coverage on the tires. Helps a lot with turning. Not as much with starting and stopping, but you're going to feel these a lot less than a ladder pattern style chain. So if you live in an area that gets a decent amount of moderate snow and light ice, these chains are going to be really good and they're going to last a long time because they are made of a manganese nickel alloy, which is going to hold up well to use, rust, weather, and corrosion versus a low carbon steel. If we take a closer look at the links themselves, we can see that they are square and they are going to help with biting into some of that ice and snow because they do have that square shape, but they're still pretty low profile and you're not going to feel them as much while you're driving, as well as we do have limited wheel well space on our Pacifica. So we have had some chains that have come really close. These again are low profile enough, but still big enough that they're going to have bite without causing any issues there. On the inside chains, you can see that they have a powder coat finish, which is not only going to protect your rims on your tire if they do make contact, but also they're going to protect your hands in the event that you are out in the cold trying to get these chains on the side of the road. Your fingers aren't going to be freezing to the chains like they would if they were just bare metal. And we can see that assisted tensioning cable here in the middle, so you don't have to pick up a rubber tensioner to keep the tension in the chains while you're driving. The chains do come two to a set in this hard protective outer shell, which does a really good job of keeping the chains compact and secure. Inside you can see that there's this bag that comes with instructions as well as a couple of extra parts in case they break off. So as far as chains usually come in like bags, we recommend picking up something else. I think this is going to do a good enough job. You can see that there is a patch on the back with a hook and loop, so if you do have them in your car, they won't be sliding around while you're driving. That's nice as well. And overall, the installation of these chains is really straightforward, which I appreciate because we have really limited clearance under the car, and some other chains that we've tested out have been really kind of a pain to install. So I really appreciate that you don't have to get under and around the tire, but we do always recommend trying them out in your garage before you find yourself stranded on the side of the road trying to figure it out. You can check out how we did it right now. First thing we like to do is to lay our chains out flat, just making sure that nothing is caught or twisted or tangled. Especially with this long assisted tensioning cable right out of the box, it does tend to get wrapped around things, so you want to make sure that that's all the way out. See that this gap here in the middle, that's where our tire is going to go. And we can take a look at these hoops at the end of each set of links to make sure that those are facing the right way. If they're facing up like they are now, you have them the right way. We just want to make sure that these hooks aren't making contact with the tread. Rather, we want the flat part. Once we have everything all lined up, we'll start by feeding one set of the chains all the way around the tire. I like to do this side without the assisted tensioning cable, again because it is really long and it does tend to get stuck behind the tire pretty easily. So we'll try to feed everything through and find that gap that we made for our tire before. That's looking pretty okay. And now we'll take each set or each end and feed them up around the tire to make our first connection just by feeding that stud into that catch. And then we will drape the rest of the chains around as evenly as we can, and we'll make our next connection. Just going to be feeding this red link into this red hook, just like that. And we'll adjust the chains again a little bit as we go. We'll come down to the bottom now, and we'll feed the assisted tensioning cable through this red latch, just like that. You'll hear it click as we pull it back to get that tension, and then you can feed it through as many of these hooks as you can get through to still get to the other side. Typically just one, so we'll try that first. We might actually be able to get two in our case. So yeah, make sure that this hook is facing away again. Just try to get it as far to the side as you can. Get it in one of the links on this side. Just like that. Once you have that assisted tension cable where you want it, the chains are installed. Just make sure you get them on your driver's side tire as well. Roll forward and backwards a few times just to make sure that everything's in place, and then you're ready to go. Overall, the Konig XB16 snow tire chains are some of my favorite and probably one of the better options for this vehicle. Again, because you don't have to get up and under and around to get the chains installed. It's a really nice feature. The assisted tensioning and the build quality overall, I think it's going to be a great chain for you if you do live in an area that gets moderate snow and light ice pretty frequently. So this was just a look at the Konig XB16 snow tire chains, how to install them, and how they work on the 2021 Chrysler Pacifica.